What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment. IG TikTok about the video. It was going to hop right into it. So, today, we will be discussing the greatest woman rapper and the greatest rapper of all time. And there is seemingly one-sided beef at this point. If you want to get who I'm talking about Nicki Minaj and Jay-Z. So, I don't know. Nicki might be a schizophrenic. Or she might be a manic bipolar. It's giving manic. I ain't gonna lie, cause she do it in spurts. Maybe she get off her medicine or whatever the fuck, or maybe it's the coke. I don't know what it is, but she be bugging. And she went on a Twitter rant today that showed she be bugging. So it actually all started over a new thing that came out about the lawsuit that Megan Thee Stallion's cameraman has put out against her and Rock Nation. So I haven't actually discussed that on this channel. I should have, because that's kind of right up my alley. But nevertheless, if you didn't know, quick overdraw. Basically, Megan Thee Stallion had a cameraman who was gay, and basically he is accusing her of making him watch her have sex with another woman while they were on tour in Ibiza in 2022. Now they tried to put a motion to deny dismiss this case, obviously Megan Thee Stallion and Rock Nation, and they didn't. So that's where all this has stemmed from. So the motion got denied to dismiss today, and that's basically where all this stemmed from. So okay, so Nicki Minaj quotes that thing and says, "Oh no, what was that law again?" with her laughing gif of her. So if you don't know what she was referring to, she was referring to the bar of Megan's Law that centered her about Megan's Law. Megan's Law is a federal law that requires law enforcement authorities to make information available to the public regarding registered sex offenders. So that was Megan's Law is. And if you didn't get, the reason Megan put in her song makes it kind of hard to understand why the hell Nicki would even bring it up. So obviously, if you didn't know that Nicki Minaj's husband and father of her child is Kenneth Pettit, who has a registered sex offender because he got charged for when he was like, I think he was like 18 something. He was younger, but still, nigga, you shouldn't be doing what the fuck they accused him of. What he fucking did. He shouldn't be doing that. So he's a registered sex offender, obviously, for that. So that's why she brought it up. So it's weird that Nicki Minaj would come bring it up too, because nigga, that look like smut on your name. You the one who married a registered sex offender. Or R word, damn. R word is so a rapist, I guess is what I can say. But yeah, and then she follows up quick quote somebody else. So the quote tweet says, "I knew TSR, the Shade Room, was gonna be quick. Strap y'all shoes on, LMFAO." And she says, "Okay, well, let's see if they're quick about the next one. TSAR, would you like to be placing a lawsuit for knowingly posting lies and using bots, allegedly? Okay, well. And responding to that, some shit, a clock be right twice. I mean, a broken clock gonna be right twice a day. So, I mean, obviously we know what the Shade Room does and, what they're, great for. So that makes sense. I don't know what else. Then she posts a picture, and it actually comes from 50 Cent. She says, "Is this why he was trending the other day? I don't know. To God be the glory." And this is basically, it says Jay-Z is trending because the judge has granted Ramir's request to move forward with this case, and the judge has demanded Jay-Z to respond to Ramir's paternity lawsuit by July 18th. Obviously, if you didn't know who Ramir is by that sentence, Ramir is somebody who is claiming to be Jay-Z's son, and he's trying to seek his benefits from that. Now, if you ever seen a picture of them, I'm not gonna lie, Ramir does look like Jay-Z. Definitely the same teeth and all that. And when you got the same teeth, that's probably your child. The nose too. He looks a lot like Jay-Z. Say it. So I guess we'll see what happens with that in about a week, because I'll be posting this on the 9th. So in about a week and a couple of days, we'll see what the hell goes with that paternity lawsuit. But next she says, "Being a gay man doesn't give any woman the right to sexually grind on you or have sex in front of you. I remember seeing someone grinding on their hairstylist, and he seemed so uncomfortable." Nicki's right. that's another one. You're right. Just because he subscribes to a different sexual preference and and all that, that don't make it right for you to do that. But on a not so serious point, he gay. Like no offense, that nigga gay. Cause if Meg Thee Stallion wanted to have sex with another woman and it beats to Spain in front of you as a straight man, you wouldn't feel uncomfortable. Let's be honest. Like you would love to look at this. Like so that nigga gay. He ain't just like cause nigga, I'm just saying if I had switched roles with him, it wouldn't be no lawsuit. Nobody would have heard of it. Actually, I might have been like, shit, let me pull the camera out. Anyway. Fuck it. Next, Nicki says, we've calculated about 100 million to 2 million so far. Hashtag Jay-Z, call me to settle this karmic debt. It's only collecting more interest. You still in my top 5 though. Let's get it, nigga. And anyone still claiming Hov will answer to God for the blasphemy. So, if you don't know what she was referring to. Okay, she was referring to Tidal. So if you don't know, basically it had came out that, all the artists, all the artists that were involved, if y'all do remember that whole like event they had put together, all the artists that were involved, this is the truth coming out. Because so what I'm basically finna say before this, let me say that she does not owe 100 million to 200 million legally. Because what has came out, and I'll put tweets in here that says it well, but all the artists were supposed to have some type of stake in that thing, in Tidal and things of that sort. So obviously y'all understand how stakes work, and you invest in something. I mean, you have a percentage of something. You make money off of it, especially when you sell it and all that shit. Basically, it was some type of paperwork that she forgot to sign, so she really legally should have never have any type of stake in the Tidal. And then on top of that, Jay-Z, he was just, out of good faith, he decided to still give her 3% of her stake in Tidal, or stake in Tidal. So, but the thing is, you see how she said the number for her was 100 to 200 million. We do have tweets coming out that basically say, hold on, what's the numbers? That in 2021, Jay-Z sold 80% of his Tidal stake for 302 million in 20. Nicki Minaj had 3% stake. So how does Tidal and Jay-Z owe her 100 million to 200 million on 3% stake? So let's do the math on that. If you haven't figured out from that, if he sold his 80% stake of 302, if I'm doing my math correctly, the 100% stake would be 377.5 million. Now you times that by 03, and you get 11.325 million. So if she was, actually had that stake like she was supposed to and got her paperwork and all that shit together, then she would only, had gotten 11 million. The 100 million number is kind of blasphemous. Is blasphemous. So there we go with that. Then she said, I'm going to use some of the money Jay-Z owes me to send some of the Barbs to college to pay their school fees and student loans via my Student of the Game charity. Good thing. That would be a good thing if she, was actually deserving of all the money that she said she deserved of, and if she actually had got cheated, and clearly he's not. I don't think he's cheating her because she said she had 3% stake in the company. He had an 80% stake. So that means whoever owns the majority of the company. You know what? Never mind. But y'all get what I'm saying though. This is not Jay-Z's problem legally. So because he doesn't own the stake in the company no more. Anyway, and you fucked up the paperwork. Then she leads into a disposed Desiree. So if you don't know who Desiree is, Desiree is Desiree Perez. Now I actually did do a video about this one, but I haven't done any updates about it. It's been some, so I'll get to that sometime soon. But Desiree Perez is the CEO of Roc Nation, and Desiree Perez, recently, the lawsuit that I'm referring to, she's actually in a lawsuit with her daughter because she doesn't. To sum it all up in a quick way, she doesn't like her daughter's husband, and she's done some things about that, trying to get him arrested and things of that sort, some things legally, like using her power and throwing it around, and her daughter and her husband have had enough, so they're taking her to court. So that's what she's getting at. Then Nicki Minaj tweets, "What is this true? I'm learning so much more about my rights. So you decide how long your deposition is. Ha ha ha. Isn't this a lady being accused by her daughter of being racist against black people, Jay-Z? There was no black woman smart enough to be the CEO of your company. What happened to Chaka? He gonna take a pic with Chaka soon now. LOL. Oh, Jigga man, the jig is up." So obviously, like I just said, referring to the lawsuit about Jay-Z and Desiree Perez and her daughter. Um, Now he said Shaka. He's talking about Shaka Pilgrim. So I'm I'm high as hell. Sorry, yeah. So I know that. So he who was used to be the president of Rock Nation Records. Obviously, just going at them talking about how the legal battle that Desiree is in, and Rock and Shaka held that position at one time. So it's like, oh yeah, she wasn't good enough for that position. So yeah. Then she gets into Dear Jay-Z and Desiree. You ruined hip hop, you ruined football, you ruined basketball, you ruined touring, you ruined Instagram, you ruined Twitter. The jig is up. All of this is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Now, I don't think hip hop is ruined. I think we're in a funny state right now. We're in a transition phase. As far as football, I think we're in a transition phase. And a lot of people are not welcoming new acts as well. You're on football. I mean, he does have. He didn't. I don't think Jay-Z jacked up any product on the field. Obviously he does have some type of rank in football, but I don't think that really did anything. You ruined basketball. I mean, owning the Brooklyn Nets, the Nets fucking ass, the Nets' ass. I mean, I guess you consider, but they really got fucked. So I can't even say that ass. You ruined touring, you ruined Instagram, you ruined Twitter. She just talking. So then Jay-Z, you let Desiree do an odd of evil to black people and you stayed silent. We used to believe you. Went outside, nigga. This is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Desiree, did you get that 40 million? 55 and paying for bots. Oh, bot nation. Then she gets into a long. So let me get this straight. Y'all so-called black savior Jay-Z has the Hispanic CEO who was pardoned by President Trump. Interesting. So does this mean Desiree isn't a Democrat? Black people, I thought y'all hate all Trump supporters. Wait, did Jay-Z ever campaign for Kamala? He's benefited so much from the party. When President Obama gave the speech about brothers, why didn't Jigga Man come out and strongly campaign for the Democratic Party at that time? Could it be that y'all have all been hoodwinked? LOL, woo-wee. This was so kind of President Trump, and this was so kind of President Obama to pass you go out and campaign. But what did Mr. Jigga Man do to help y'all with the election? He's above speaking out to help his party, or was it not his party? Is it just about who can benefit him and Desiree at the time? Oh, black people, it looks like the Jigga Man and Desiree played y'all once again. Element failed. The jig is up. Now, as to go to her, so does that mean Desiree isn't a Democrat? That could be possibly that, because we all know that, Donald Trump really sees green and not people. So, yeah, but at the same time, if we go down all the people listed pardon, some of them niggas been in jail a while. Them niggas didn't vote for, they ain't voted for shit in 40, 50 years. They don't know what the fuck they is. So I can't, you can't directly say just because she got pardoned, that mean she's a Republican. But, sometimes, it is a little obvious that, Donald Trump he's going where the money is at, basically. So I mean, that could go either way, but it's just an interesting point you brought up. He said when President Obama gave the speech about brothers, why didn't Jigga Man come up in strong support for the Democratic Party at that time? I just think, in my personal opinion, a lot of this shit, it benefits a lot of people, especially celebrities in some spaces, to stay out of politics. It does. I just so I don't know. It could have been she's trying to say he's doing something. I mean, that's all possible because he's rich as hell, so he would support the top 1% getting tax cuts probably. But at the same time, some people just stay out of politics, but we don't know. We don't know. Next thing she said, Desiree, were you out marching with your fellow Mexican immigrants? Oh, right. You were pardoned by President Trump, so you kind of can't, right? I mean, it kind of implies you guys are cool with him. Why y'all seem to pretend to be against him? I mean, that makes sense. Or y'all not his friend anymore, just like Diddy. I mean, if someone pardoned me, we'd be friends for life. You've done so much evil to black people now, we've turned your back on your own as well, it seems. Don't you guys over there keep black artists fighting while you sit back and benefit from both parties? If I had gotten a pardon for President Trump, imagine a uproar, yet the Rock Nation CEO doesn't, and yep, you guessed it, silence. Black people, until you speak on this, you can never, ever, ever, ever. I wonder how Desiree thanked President Trump for that kind gesture. LOL, get her Hispanic woman allegedly calling her son-in-law a nigger under the protection of y'all so-called black savior while y'all sitting around making them rich. Now, I will say, no offense to anybody who's Hispanic here, it is a certain demographic of Hispanic people that don't like black people. And I've never understood that because we in the same damn boat. And actually, y'all are in worse position than we is right now with the way America's going. So I never understood that demographic of Hispanic people. But that demographic does exist. So I can't say she's not lying. No, we can't say she's not lying. And the way that the whole situation set up with her and her daughter, as far as as far as being friends with Trump and saying she marched, like I said, some people just stay out of politics, or she could have some relevance, and she did get pardoned, so some of that do make sense. Why exactly would they pardon Desiree Perez? So that does make sense. And then she said, "So wait, Jay Z had not like us playing at Super Bowl after his CEO was pardoned by President Trump. We gotta find out who they is. President Biden posted not like us after Desiree was pardoned by President Trump is so." All right, so that Jay Z has okay, yeah, bruh. Kendrick Lamar had the biggest year as a rapper, and his whole song went. I don't even know what's the certification at this point. The shit got to be past diamond. It's one of the biggest songs ever, and you thought he wasn't gonna play it, and niggas. So that don't really make sense. And then he talking about President Biden. Nigga, that ain't what President Biden on. President Biden, no, it's one of the biggest songs. He trying to, he trying to enthuse the young people. Like he trying to, like, so I don't get that either. And then he said, "Guess who just got a brand new weird case? I guess she's about to learn the law now." And she said, "Democrats attacked me over my cousin's balls, remember? Let me see if they have thoughts on the Desiree pardon. Let's see if they have any thoughts on Brother Billionaire never campaigning for Kamala even after Obama pleaded with the brothers. Isn't this the brother? The one," and she's spelling D with T-E's like Megan Thee Stallion. The one brother who couldn't probably gotten the job done for y'all. Well, if the top brother in charge can leave y'all hanging without repercussions, then may everyone else leave you hanging as well. Hanging like my cousin's friend's balls." I don't know what the hell she's referring to. And at this point, I really don't give a fuck to look into it. Then she says, "I hope the money stolen from my tour was hidden real well. I hate for there to be money laundering, embezzlement, etc." So that's really the end of her tweets and everything that she said. Like I said, bro, some of it she may have a point. It does seem like a little rant that she went on. She chose a very random time. I mean, I guess if she just got down that lawsuit and she just felt talking about Desiree. So some of it, yes. But I have myself talked about Rock Nation on this channel before, and I just like to put the truth in things. So it is some striking. What's the word I'm looking for? It's some glaring things in there if you pay attention, and some of it, she has. I can say she might be telling the truth about, because some of it, like the Desiree thing with her daughter and her husband, that's definitely glaring. But some of it is unnecessary, and but what can we say about it? It's a lot of people out of both our well, not gonna say both our, but a lot of people out of most people's tax brackets talking about shit that really doesn't affect us. But at the end of the day, nigga, it's just something to talk about. So that's all I gotta say though. Like, share, subscribe, comment, IG, TikTok on the video, and we up.